everybody, I'm Kristen Flores. I'm here to tell you a speech about the deceitful propaganda that is done by the tobacco industry, or also known as Big Tobacco. Wave hi to the camera. Alright, so we're going to start with some deceitful propaganda that we all have been targeted by. So if you think about how many problems in the world could we solve with $9.5 billion, we could solve so many issues of poverty and things like that, but instead, Big Tobacco wastes about $9.5 billion on advertising. And no matter your age, gender, ethnicity, background, you have all been targeted by Big Tobacco. So here are some examples of Big Tobacco's trickery. I used some sources from the CDC, which is the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, and I also used some from tobaccofreekids.org and ncbi.gov. So we all know the negatives about tobacco, how much it kills people, but still about 37.8 billion people still smoke in the United States alone. Some main points I'll show you revolve around the advertisements towards adolescents, women, men, and minorities. So first we'll start with adolescents. We have a campaign that is mainly focused on adolescents in Aborigine and Native American tribes, and they have a commercial versus natural tobacco, which you can see this picture. They're showing you a few of the negative effects of commercial tobacco and then positive effects of natural to traditional tobacco. So they're appealing to young people with words like bravery, wisdom, respect, and love, and using their rituals and ceremonies to trick these young kids into smoking. So we have to wonder also, why are they so based off of our youth? Well, their current users are either dying of smoking-related diseases, or they're quitting because they realize how bad it is for them. So they need some replacements, and they can get about 5,000 young smokers a year or more. So, and we might think everybody has a choice, right, about if they can smoke or not. But between 1977 to 1981, high school graduates had a 9% decline of smoking. And between 1981 to 1992, only a 3% decline. So why was there a decline in smoking so high before, but the next 10 years is because Big Tobacco doubled their advertising. So you can see how much their advertising affects people. Philip Morris, he's one of the Big Tobacco executives. His quote is, "Today's teenager is tomorrow's potential regular customer, and the overwhelming majority of smokers first begin to smoke while still in their teens." So it's kind of messed up, huh? So now we'll focus on advertisements based for women. So 14 out of 100 women smoke versus 18 out of 100 men smoke. So you can see tobacco's already losing a bit in that field, and that's where they see it as a challenge to get more women to smoke. In the 1990s is when more cigarettes became more of a thing between women. And as you can tell, women were also gaining a lot of independence during that time. So they used quotes like, "You've come a long way, baby," to make girls think, "You're so independent now, you can smoke some cigarettes." So they used their own independence against us. Another fact we have is they used beauty and fashion during World War II and now, and it's still not as popular as they want it to be. So, and you can see in this advertisement, this is Lucky Strike cigarette's biggest, most famous quote: "Reach for a Lucky instead of a sweet." So you can also see the sexist used in their advertising. It says up here, "To keep a slender figure no one can deny." So, now that we've seen some of the things messed up about advertising towards women, we'll see some about men and minorities. So as I said, about 18 out of every 100 men smoke cigarettes, and 9% or more of them are black men versus white men. So first we have to see why so much more men smoke is because they have a lot of advertisements that have women admiring men. And what man does not want to be admired, or what human? So, and another statistic, about in the 70s, 2.6 times the advertising was in black communities versus white communities. And that's why there's such that 9% increase between black versus white men. And you can see in this ad a woman admiring a man, and it's the black community. So it's like both combined into one ad. All in all, no matter your age, gender, or even ethnicity and background, smoking, sorry, technical issues. Even with any background, we're all targeted. So they have layers upon layers of deception against our adolescents, against us women, and against men and minorities. And I want to finish this off with even the smoking. Smoking is accountable for about 480,000 deaths alone in the United States a year. But big tobacco still gains new smokers daily, and we can contribute it all to all of these deceitful ads, as you can tell, even the doctor is smoking. So I want to thank you all. Do you have any questions about big tobacco and their deceitful propaganda?
No.
Okay. Thank you all for listening. If you want to wave again.